Hi everyone, today is a very special video. I have been waiting for this video for a long time, and I know several of you guys have been waiting for this video for a long time, but today is finally my Wilma girl video. She is going to have a whole video dedicated to her. I think it was sometime last week I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram, anything that you wanted to know about Wilma, and you guys asked some pretty good questions, so I'm gonna go through those first. I know I got a couple of questions asking how I got Wilma. So Wilma is a shelter puppy. We adopted her out in kind of like a more rural area. There is an animal shelter more close to where we live, however they just have the longest list of volunteers and they get a lot more help than shelters out in more rural areas. So when we can, we do like to go out to the Richmond County Animal Shelter, which is about like an hour and a half away, and we like to volunteer there. In the summer of 2017, we went for just like a typical like volunteer, you know, whatever. And I was in the market for a long-haired Chihuahua. I was moving into my own apartment and I don't have many friends, and I definitely didn't have many friends up by school, so I definitely wanted a little companion dog. I love small dogs. I especially love Chihuahuas. I think that they're so cute. So I was in the market for a long-haired Chihuahua. I definitely was going to adopt one regardless, and I was very flexible with the type of dog that I wanted. It didn't have to be a long-haired Chihuahua. I just wanted her to be small. So we, you know, are doing our business, volunteering, socializing dogs and whatnot. And my mom spotted this little 2-pound, scraggly, red, like mess of a dog. Like she was so little. And my mom like was asking the employees at the shelter about her, and they said that she was an owner surrender, which means the owner took her to the shelter, said, "Oh my god, I cannot believe that someone did this to her. Did this to like a 2-pound little baby." But they took her to the shelter, said that she's too much work and she doesn't think that her hair is going to grow back, and just left her there. We heard the story. Wilma was so wiggly, so happy. She was just a little mess of a dog. Her hair was so like long and matted up, and her skin was so red and inflamed and bumpy, but like even though it just looked like that dog had been through hell and back, Wilma was still like such a little happy puppy. So like my mom saw her, she was like, "Chess, you need to take this dog, like this is your dog." And at that point, like I knew that I could love Wilma so much, but I was like a little bit panicking, like, oh my god, am I ready for a dog? Like, am I ready to take care of her? But we got her in the car and it was just, I was so in love with her. Like I was so freaking in love with her. So that's how we got Wilma. Wilma, you're such a good girl. You are such a good girl. A lot of you guys have also asked me how old Wilma is. I don't know her exact birthday, but I would say that she is about 3 years old. She's coming up to be 3 years. She's not quite 3 years. I think she's like, you know, she's 2, like maybe a little bit older than 2.5, I'd say. So I adopted her over the summer, and she was a puppy, like a literal puppy. Like she had a puppy belly. She was like so tiny. She was a puppy. But in November, she went into heat, which is not something that we were expecting her to do. We always get our dogs fixed. We are responsible dog owners, but Wilma had a very extensive like medical journey right after we got her, which I can talk about in a little bit, but it just would not have been right in the moment to get her fixed right away. And she is fixed now, like she's definitely fixed now, but she did go into heat and she was actually scheduled to get spayed like days before she went into heat. So I had to take her to the vet just to like make sure that that's what was going on, and we had to reschedule her spaying because you can't be spayed while you're in heat, like it's super dangerous. But they were asking me how old she was, and I was like, she's a puppy, I don't know, she's like 6 months or something. This is the first time she's gone into heat, and dogs typically go into heat at 6 months, and that's what we decided on, that she was 6 months old because that's when she went into heat. And the vet tried to tell me that Wilma was like an adult dog, like she was like so old, like she was like 2 or 3 years old, and this was when I first got her. Like she was still a puppy, and I was like about to cry in the doctor's office because I was like, oh my god, my time with her is limited. Like this bitch is telling me that I have 2 less years with my dog. Like I can't, like I couldn't listen to her. I do not believe that she's that old. I think that she's like 3 years old right now. She was not 3 years old 3 years ago. Like she's not 6 years old right now. She's still like a really young dog. But that woman, like, oh god, I was so angry when she was telling me lies about my dog. So a few of you guys, okay, someone did ask if she can have puppies. No, she cannot have puppies. It would actually be really irresponsible to breed her and other dogs. You know, if you make a living off of breeding dogs, hopefully you're doing it responsibly, but it's really irresponsible to just like have like a litter of puppies. It would be super irresponsible to have a litter of puppies with Wilma's genetic background. So a few of you guys did ask what breed she is, and I will go into that right now. So I'll put a picture up of Wilma's DNA ancestry tree. We went through Wisdom Panel to get her DNA test results, but Wilma's DNA test results are interesting. She is 37.5% Chihuahua, which is so obvious. She's 37.5% miniature poodle, which I think is really cute. She does have kind of poodle tendencies where she likes to like stand and spin for treats, which is really cute. And then she's 12.5% Cocker Spaniel, and then 12.5% mixed breeds. These results were interesting to me because all of these breeds have hair. I was fully expecting there to be some sort of hairless breed on her DNA test results. For example, a Chinese crested. So I was like, that's funky, like what's up with that? So I ended up DMing like on Instagram Wisdom Panel and being like, hey, like these are the test results of my dog Wilma. As you can see, Wilma's hairless. Like I would like someone to like explain her results to me. And they were so cool about it. Like they actually had someone call me, like one of their scientists in the lab call me and talk me through her results, and they actually dug further into her results and found that there was like a 70% chance that Wilma's parents were siblings, which could indicate a line of inbreeding, which would result in Wilma being hairless, you know, having this genetic disorder, you know, not being genetically all there. You know, I'm not a scientist, I can't like explain it too well, but yeah, basically the researcher came to the conclusion that Wilma was most likely a product of incest and inbreeding. Obviously a lot of irresponsibility going on wherever she came from, which would just be so sad because there might be puppies out there just like Wilma. They're probably not alive, you know? You know, girl? Hopefully they got good homes like you. So someone asked, is her skin sensitive and how do I protect it? It actually isn't so super sensitive. She is allergic to certain types of grass, so sometimes if she's rolling around in like unfamiliar grass, which doesn't happen often like at all, but she will break out in hives. And I had to bring her to the vet one time about it because it was really bad. Like her whole body was broken out in hives, and they just put her on like a steroid. And then another time the doctor suggested, Dr. Hayden took such good care of Wilma. He recommended that I give her children's Benadryl and like a little tab, like half it and then half it again. And that's how much children's Benadryl I should give her. I eat the rest of the children's Benadryl because I freaking like love grape children's Benadryl. Like it's so yummy. But if she's having an allergic reaction to something, I can just give her the children's Benadryl and that will usually like calm down her reaction. But luckily I haven't had anything like too serious. So dogs can get skin cancer. I'm really worried about skin cancer with Wilma. However, like doggy sunscreen is kind of a weird product. So that's why Wilma typically will wear clothes outside in the summertime and the winter time to protect her from the sun. Obviously the winter clothes and the summer clothes are different, but I do try and limit the amount of time that she spends outside like over the summer, or like make sure that we're in like shaded parts. She has her own like stroller, so if I take her on a walk she goes in the stroller, and like there's like a, you know, and obviously like that's protected from the sun. But yeah, when I first got her, her skin texture was really bad and bumpy and irritated, but I think it has a lot to do with diet as well. Like she eats good food and we give her regular baths, like maybe like every other week she gets a bath. And yeah. Oh, Wilma, I just love you so freaking much, girl. Someone writes, she's so cute, but why does it look like she's been cosmetically tested on? It's just the way that she was born. Like, she was just born this way. I think that she's super duper cute. I honestly like that she doesn't have any hair because, one, it doesn't get all over my clothes, and two, like, her skin, like, to hold her, she is so warm. Anyone who holds her is always, like, kind of freaked out by how warm she is, but she is so warm. Her skin is also so freaking soft. It feels like a baby. Like, she feels like a baby when I'm giving her a bath. It feels like I'm giving a baby a bath. Yeah, someone asked what is Wilma's condition, and she doesn't really have one. Like, she's not like she didn't like diagnosed with anything. But I will talk about what happened to Wilma after I adopted her. So we adopted her, I believe it was on a Thursday, and you know, things were good. She was as cute as could be, this little straggly little girl, so cute. Saturday night at midnight, she got really sick, and it like woke me up. She was like having diarrhea and throwing up, and like it was bad. It was really bad. So we took her to the emergency vet, and they kind of, I don't really remember what happened, but we ended up taking her home. Like, we ended up not staying and taking her home because they didn't really think anything of it, but it kept happening and my mom was like worried about it. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that Wilma was sick, and so we ended up taking Wilma back to the vet a few hours later, and they tested her for parvo, and she ended up having parvo. The idiot who had Wilma before me didn't get her vaccinated because she didn't believe in it. Wilma didn't have to freaking suffer through parvo if they just had gotten her vaccinated. You can get your dog vaccinated against parvo and not get parvo. Like, idiot. Dogs who get parvo are typically puppies who haven't been vaccinated for it, and Wilma was a puppy who hadn't gotten vaccinated for it. So unfortunately, she had puppy parvo. If you don't know what parvo is, it's a really horrible illness that puppies can get. It's usually fatal. Puppies usually don't come back from parvo. A lot of times they die. So it was really horrible having Wilma for only a few days, her being literally 2 pounds, and having to leave her at the animal emergency room for 5 days. I will have to find this picture. I think it's on my Twitter, but it was just so horrible. Like, we went to go visit her and she just was so little and so like scared looking. Oh my god, it was so bad. But the vet who took care of her was so nice. I'm also really happy that we took her to an emergency vet's office that is open 24/7, so she got 24/7 care instead of like a regular vet that closes at like 6 or something. So yeah, we dealt with that with Wilma like immediately after we got her, but I knew that she was a dog for me, so we just... And then in October of that year, so at this point I had like pretty much just moved into my own apartment, and I was having Wilma by myself. And before bed one night in October of 2017, I noticed that Wilma's eyes were like kind of gross and goopy, and I was like, oh dang, like that's kind of weird. So, you know, we went to bed. The next morning, she couldn't open them. She like could not freaking open her eyes. So we took her to the vet. That's where we met Dr. Hayden. Dr. Hayden literally saved my dog's life because he, like, you know, was looking at her. He was like, wow, this is an interesting dog. Like, she's kind of cute, kind of weird. Like, I was like, yeah, I know. Like, can you please just help her? He took a look into her eyes and said that her eyes had like a really bad infection and she had really bad ulcers in her eyes, which were causing like a lot of pain. But he put her on an eye antibiotic drop and just sent me on my merry way. So yeah, it was just a crazy day. I picked up her antibiotic drops or whatever. And then later that day, I got a phone call from Dr. Hayden and he was like, hey, like, I have been thinking about your Wilma like all day and just have been really curious about her and why like she would develop something like that so young. He was like, I've just taken like a special interest in Wilma. There's a term for this, I'm sure, but he was basically like, I ended up calling the like doggy eye specialist in Matthews and he recommended that I put Wilma on some like human eye gel. Like he recommended like genteel eye gel. So he basically said to keep doing the eye drops because she definitely has an infection, but to put this gel in her eyes so that her eyes can stay lubricated and more comfortable. Wilma was so freaking bad about this in the beginning. I had to have all 3 of my roommates like hold Wilma down so that she could get the eye drops in her eyes. Like she was so bad for it. She's totally used to it now and like it totally doesn't bother her now, but oh my god, in the beginning it was a freaking struggle. But I had to see Dr. Hayden like 2 other times, I think, for the healing process of the ulcers. And after her eyes were healed from the ulcers, he told me that I needed to make an appointment with the eye specialist that he talked to in Matthews because there's something wrong with this. Like she should not have gotten ulcers this young. I ended up taking Wilma to the eye specialist in Matthews and he ran some tests. Basically said that my freaking dog could not produce her own tears. Like she was born without tear glands. Another reason why it would be super freaking irresponsible for me to breed this dog. Right, girlie? You hear that, girl? You were born without tear glands, girl. But you know what? You don't need them to be cute. You don't need them to be cute. They ended up prescribing her these drops, tacrolimus. I don't know, these ones right here, they ended up prescribing these to her. I really need to pick up another bottle of them. I get them shipped to me from Stokes Pharmacy in New Jersey. I don't know why, I don't know. They're like $70 a bottle, super duper taxed. But Wilma needs these twice a day, morning and night. But basically from my understanding, this product helps Wilma like regulate her tears or her like ability to create tears or just something. They definitely like help her eyes a ton, so I'm grateful for them. But Wilma was expected to not be on this product forever. I think it was like 6 months the doctor recommended that we try this, you know, thing out. So we were trying it out and we had another appointment scheduled with him in 6 months to see if it was working or if it wasn't working. And if it wasn't working, Wilma would have had to have some surgery that attached her saliva glands to her eyes so that anytime she salivated, so like, you know, anytime, you know, she was gonna eat food or whatever, her eyes would get lubricated then, which would have been like really complicated. I think the surgery would have cost like $4,000 or something. I would have paid it. I would have cut my arm off to pay for it if I needed to because that's my girl. But you know, ideally I wouldn't want her to have to go through surgery. So I was super nervous about this appointment and he ran the test or whatever. He like had to stick something in her eye and the test came back that the eye drops were working. So thankfully they were freaking working, and ever since Wilma hasn't had any other problems with her eyes, nothing ever really concerning. So this right here is like Wilma's closet basically. It just stays on top of her crate and she has quite a few PJs. This pair, super duper cute. It's really cozy. So that's one. She got these PJs for Christmas. These ones have some unicorns on it. So that's 2, 3, Does sweatshirts count? Yeah, this is like, she always sleeps with this on. So that's 4. These are my absolute favorite PJs. They're kind of like raggedy, like they're not in good shape anymore, but she looks so cute in these. These are like my favorite. So this is 5, 6 with these little cupcakes on them. 7, these are cute with a little bow. 6 PJs. This is a t-shirt, so this doesn't count. 8, 9, these are really big. On the website, they did not seem this big. 10, these are new PJs and they have like a turtleneck. Oh, these are gonna keep her so warm. So this is this 10? Oh my god. This is one of Wilma's little hats. I bought this with good intentions of like Wilma wearing it outside so that it could protect her head, but she does not like it. I can't strap it on, but isn't she funny? Here are some more PJs. She has a lot of PJs. She has a lot. This is another little shirt. It says Chessie's little bitch on it. This was like her first little outfit. Look how teeny it is. It says rough life. Oh, so cute. This was her first little shirt. This was another first little shirt, and I will never get rid of these like first little shirts because these are like her baby clothes. Like I will never get rid of them. Me and Wilma have a picture wearing matching t-shirts in this. Here are some more PJs. These ones aren't as good quality, but I think they're still cute. They just have like little aliens on them. I also think Wilma's like a little too large for those now. Wilma, you want to play with your little penguin? You want to play with your little penguin, girl? You can. You can if you want. This is really cute. It has like a little hood, but it doesn't really fit her anymore. Ooh, these are some cool pajamas. These are some skull pajamas that Wilma has. What else? Ooh, this is good. This is a little raincoat for Wilma. Wilma, I have been needing this for you. What's this one? Oh, this is from Five Below. I had to buy it. It says influencer on it. This was a little tank top that I got for her when we went to Notre Dame in Indiana. Oh, her little strawberry shirt. So cute. I got these in a 2-pack on Amazon. Look how teeny tiny they are. These were like when she was a little baby. This is Wilma's harness. We got the softest harness you could purchase because she doesn't have any skin to protect her. Ooh, this is a nice little sundress that Wilma wears in the summertime, and it has SPF 45. That's how they marketed it. But look how cute. Wilma, you like this sundress, don't you? You like it. Oh, when Wilma went into heat, it was basically like she was having her period, and I bought her some reusable diapers, and how I worked with them was I put a human like pad in there and then I just stuck it on because she was having her period and you needed a little diaper, right girl? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, Wilma, you're missing so many sweatshirts. She has a black sweatshirt and she has a green one. Is that 13 pajamas? I don't know. She has 11 to 13 pajamas. That's how many pajamas she has. My DSLR that I was filming on died, and I don't feel like charging it because I actually have to go to work soon. But I wanted to show you guys a couple of things for Wilma. So she's very treat motivated, like who wouldn't be? But she's super treat motivated. Like, oh my god, you have to look at her right now. She's so funny. Wilma girl, are you gonna get some cookies? Are you gonna get some cookies, girl? Are you gonna get some cookies? Do you want to show Wilma? Wilma, Wilma, Wilma. Do you want to show YouTube how you do a trick? Do you want to? Wilma, sit. Look, she's getting her paw ready because those are the only 2 things she knows. Sit, sit, paw. Good girl. Wilma, do you want to show how you play? Wilma, you want to play? You want to play, girl? Oh, you just want more cookies, girl? Let's go play. Let's play, girl. Where's this from, Wilma? Do you know? My friend Rachel, her dog is Lola, and her mom made little goodie bags for all of Lola's little friends. Okay, Wilma's really weird about when like we're playing fetch and a toy goes like under something. Like, I'll show you. Look, she's like, she like is hesitant to like go under something to go get it. It's so funny. Look, she's gonna be weird. yeah. Wilma, it's okay. We usually play like longer distance, like usually out in the hall, but before I forget, I totally forgot about this, but I wanted to do a little giveaway. I want to give away 2 of the limited edition BarkBox and Glossier dog toys. I want you to leave a comment down below about your rescue dog, telling me about your dog's story and their name, and you know, how you ended up adopting your dog, for a chance to win one of these. Also, please follow Wilma on Instagram. I'll leave her Instagram down below and leave your Instagram handle down below so I can contact you if you win, guys. But yeah, I really want to spread the good word of adopt, not shop, you know, making sure to go to your local animal shelters and adopt dogs, making sure to get your dogs fixed so that we don't contribute to the overpopulation of dogs who need homes. And yeah, I can't wait to read your stories on your little puppies. I'm sure I will share a ton of them with my family. But that is going to be it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching my Vlonica videos. Also, let me know what you thought of this whole little week down below. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.